We're on the air with Andrew. Sometimes we sound like a broken record. We're like, I love this product. I love this product. This is actually the first product I started with for my joints from you.
Well, I always refer to it as the foundational joint product, because just as we talk about collagen being the extracellular matrix, the integrating protein, the integrating peptides in our joint tissue, glucosamine and chondroitin are these critical building blocks in those tissues. So the two work perfectly as structural building blocks. If you look at glucosamine and chondroitin as sort of the bricks, we would look at the collagen peptides as sort of the mortar, the integrating component in that brick wall. So glucosamine and chondroitin, the most important thing to remember about glucosamine and chondroitin is that as long as there's science on glucosamine and science on chondroitin, and we've said this before about collagen peptides, it's incumbent. It compels someone like me who manufactures a product, I have to follow the science. I shouldn't be allowed to talk about the science if my product doesn't follow the science. Unfortunately, most products in the marketplace, they're not manufactured by the person who sells it. They're made by someone else, a contract manufacturer. And I think they just arbitrarily choose whatever source they want. And when it comes to glucosamine, the hydrochloride source is the cheapest source. And that hydrochloride source, it's also acidic, HCl, hydrochloric, so like hydrochloric acid. So it's a form that is not the form that's in the science delivering the benefits. So you have to be careful. You have to read labels. So you have to make sure glucosamine alone, you'd think as a consumer, okay, if it says glucosamine on the label, I'm all good. But it's not so simple. Typical products are going to be glucosamine hydrochloride because they save money when they make that, but that's not the product, the ingredient you want. Plus, typical products are tablets. Tablets are going to be harder to swallow. They're going to resist digestion and dissolution. They're going to be difficult on your stomach. But I'll show you what ours is, and this is why you don't have any worries with our product. There's our small capsule.
Right.
I will open that capsule, and you have to look quickly. It's
beautiful,
like
fine powder. Look
ultra,
at that.
ultra fine powder, and I could just go.
Look at that.
So it's like dust.
It is.
And that's your assurance that the material you're getting is going to be delivered in a form that will dissolve and be absorbed and benefit you, and not be just a source of a stomach upset. You're trying to do something that's a source of raw material, of structural material for your joints and other tissues in your body, not a source of stomach upset.
Absolutely. So all you do is you pick your size of choice, weekend special, Andrew's last day of birthday month. All these prices do expire at midnight. So your 60 count at, wow, at $19.90, that's great. 120 at $34.90. The 240 count at $59.90. You notice your savings get bigger as the sizes get larger, of course. And then the 480 count size at only $99.90. Arguably huge savings regardless. I'm especially going to advise going with the large size on this, most notably because it is something, yes, for sure, a feel the difference product, but it is something just like our marine collagen you will want to take, and you need to take every day to feel and see those benefits. And Andrew, I'm not basing this on any consumer research, but I bet you've been making glucosamine longer, or certainly in this form, than anybody else in America.
Well, we originally started making, we started making our glucosamine chondroitin product, which was even before I started my company, it was back in 1978. And when I started my company, it was one of our first products in 1979, September 1979.
Wow.
So, and originally it was very difficult to find these materials. We were using green-lipped oyster and other sources. So it was very difficult product to make back in the day, and it cost more.
Expensive.
So here we are today with a product that's a fraction of the price of when I introduced it. It's hurt to even say this, 39 years ago. So, and again, I doubt if there are any other companies or many other companies, I don't even know of one, that was making a glucosamine chondroitin product back in 1979 when we made our original product. So it's something that we have an ample amount of experience, but it's not hard to do right. You just need to choose glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin sulfate. You want to not use the sodium salt of these, because they all come with minerals bound to them. They all come in what's called a salt form. So we only use the calcium and potassium salts, no sodium salt. Most people are watching their sodium intake. I have healthy blood pressure. I still watch my sodium intake, so why would I want it in a joint product. You want to be able to take these products without having to worry about what they might also contain as far as additives or other ingredients. So we do everything following the science, following the research, so you could be confident in benefits and not have to worry about anything else.
Absolutely. So weekend special pricing, everything does expire. See, just like Andrew, some things get better in time. So better pricing than everything. Okay, is that
We're going to move on.
Okay.
I was just looking for another teacup over there,
Okay.
but they're over here, my cups of tea.
Well, which is funny.
I drink my tea all day.